Hello, bookaholics. Welcome to my channel. This is Angela, your own bookaholic brown nim. In this channel, I talk about books that I have read, books that I'm reading, books that I'm planning to read, and all things related to books. So, if you are a bookaholic like me, please do not hesitate from subscribing to my channel. Also, please like, share, and comment. Talking about things related to books, today's video is not exactly about books, but about the long-awaited adaptation of Robert Jordan's massive, well loved book series or fantasy book series, which is The Wheel of Time. I have read a couple of books in the series and I plan to continue reading. And I have quite a lot to talk about the TV show. So without further ado, let's get into it. The long wait, for some people around 20 years of wait, is finally over, and the adaptation of the massive epic fantasy series of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time is here. The first 3 episodes of the show is available on Amazon Prime to watch. The first season has 8 episodes. The rest of the episodes will be released one each per week until December 24th of this year. First season of the show is set to cover book 1 and 2 of the book series, which is a massive, a colossal undertaking. For the non-book readers, I would like to give a quick brief look into the premise of the show. Just a heads up, I might have to glance down once in a while because I might have to take a peek at my notes here. Maureen, who is played by the marvelous Rosamund Pike, she is on a quest. She is part of this powerful women's organization called the Aes Sedai. Now, Aes Sedai have the ability to wield this powerful magic, often referred to as channeling, and the usage of this channeling or the one power is restricted to women. Men can also wield the power, but they are not allowed to, they are not supposed to, because the last time men used this power, it ended up in the destruction of the world. So they are not allowed, they are banned from using the one power. The Aes Sedai are classified into various groups called the Aja, and they're distinguished by the color that they wear. And as the show progresses, I think you will get the gist of what each color stands for. For example, the red Aja are the ones who are designated to capture and purge the powers of male Aes Sedai. Every Aes Sedai has a warder assigned to them, and the warder is kind of a super soldier who has sworn to protect the Aes Sedai at any cost. And Moiraine's warder is Lan Mandragoran, played by my newfound heartthrob, the very handsome David Henney. Moiraine is on a quest. So there is a prophecy that there will be a reincarnation of a very powerful individual who lived way back ages ago, who was called the dragon, that he will be, or he or she will be reborn and will save the world from destruction. But with wrong influence, he also has the ability to destroy the world. And she believes that this dragon reborn is one of the 4 individuals who live in a very small, irrelevant hamlet of a village called the Two Rivers, and that's where Moiraine and Lan are headed. Who are these 4 young people from the village of Two Rivers? Rand, the sheep herder, Matt, the thief and the wicked gambler, Perrin, the blacksmith or the woodworker, Egwene, the aspiring wisdom. Now, wisdom is kind of a village healer or a doctor. And another main character that I want to mention here is Nynaeve. She is the current wisdom, the current doctor or the healer of the village. Moiraine is not the only one who is in search of the dragon reborn. The Dark One, who is the evil incarnate, who is currently imprisoned, he has sent his minions, who are called the Wade or the Eyeless, to search for the dragon reborn. And these Fates, they have an army of Trollocs. Now, Trollocs are horrifyingly scary cross between humans and animals who have the characteristics of both humans and animals. They are less intelligent but more violent. As you can see, there is a lot to digest, a lot of information about characters, places, location, plot points, history, lore, etc. Thankfully, Amazon has added in a lot of trivia in their X-ray feature. So please check that out as and when you have some questions. I would suggest you to avoid Googling stuffs because Google is filled with Wheel of Time spoilers. So tread lightly. I would like to talk about the casting first. Now, I believe the casting for this series is more or less well done. My favorites are Rosamund Pike for Moraine, Daniel Henney for Lan, Josh Stadowski for Rand, Barney Harris for Matt, Alexander Willom for Tom Merlin. And even though he appeared only in one scene at the end of episode 3, I'm definitely gonna pick Alvaro Mote, who plays the professor in Money Heist. And here he plays Logain, so I'm definitely going to choose him because I love Professor. I love the way Alvaro Morte played Professor, and I have no doubts that he will be able to pull off the character of Logain. Also, if you think about one of the not main characters but recurring characters, Leandrin Serai. I don't know who is playing that, sorry, but the actress who plays that role, Leandrin Serai, she is great. I think she does looks this angry, menacing, and hateful, scary as Red Aja. I liked her as well. Talking about acting, acting in general is good in this series. Rosamund Pike has put in 150% of her potential, and you can actually see that on the screen. And Zoe Robbins, who plays the role of Nynaeve, is just excellent. She plays this fierce and defiant wisdom's role, who is protective of her Perseid from the two rivers so well. She is so fierce, and her the braid tugging. Oh my God, so well that I know the fans would have been waiting for this. At least some of them. I know it's sometimes overdone in the books, and people actually talk about this a lot. That Nynaeve tugging her braids, but that one scene was brilliantly done. You just feel her fierceness in that scene. The one person that I really have a problem with when it comes to acting is the Madeline Madden, and not entirely, but only in the Trolloc attack scene specifically, because she's supposed to be feeling terrified. And in those scenes, I did not feel that she's scared. And also her constant slouching. Please go back and watch this if I'm right or not. She is always like this slouching, and I don't know if this is her way of portraying, you know, being terrified. I did not like that part. But she is good enough when it comes to scenes of emotional relevance, especially scenes with Rand. She is really good. But this is a minor gripe that I had. Talking about locations and sets, the locations are all just breathtakingly beautiful, especially the ones with the wide angle shots where they are shown. I mean, our posse from the village is shown traveling on horses, very beautiful. Even the scene where these women are walking towards their, the women's initiation ceremony of Egwene, all very, very beautiful locations. That scene where Matt and Rand are stranded after escaping from Shera Logoth, that scene, that landscape was beautiful. So coming to the sets are also so well done, very beautifully done. The art department deserves applause for the work that they have done. The Wine Spring Inn is beautiful. In general, I love the village, especially the look of the village in the night during the Beltane festival, with all those lanterns. My favorite shot of the episode. In fact, I can say my favorite shot of the series till now, considering just these 3 episodes, is the shot right before when the Wheel of Time's the Ouroboros, this what do you call that? This logo that spins in, because we don't have a title track or title rolling in this episode 1, so it's just the logo that we see. And right before that, you have this wide angle shot of the two rivers, and you can see the two rivers flowing, and you can see these mountain like structures. And my very good fellow booktuber, Kiran, told me, hey, have you noticed what those mountain like structures are? Do they look like skyscrapers? And I was so surprised that the makers decided to put that in, because that was a nice small thing that they did, which added a lot to the story. So, have you guys noticed it? Just go back and check it out. Let's talk about music. Even though the title track does not mesmerize you, puts you in the first time that you listen to it, I think as and when you listen to it more and more, it grows on you. I did listen to it three or four times. It's good. It's nothing like Game of Thrones title track where you sing along and you can hum along. Nothing like that, but it is good. And even the background score, nothing stood out as such. Nothing that you can say, hey, this was great or excellent. I hope it gets better as the series progresses. One thing I noticed is that I think the makers have put in an effort, a conscious effort, to make sure that the music doesn't sound medieval, because Wheel of Time doesn't happen during the medieval times, right? So that I think, I mean, I don't know much about music. I'm not a musician. I'm not trained in the art of music, but I think this, when you're listening to even the background score or the title track, they don't sound that medieval. That's a minor thing that I noticed. Maybe I'm completely wrong because of my absolute lack of knowledge in music. So let me know if you guys thought the same. Now, coming to plot and the making, I think overall the makers have done a great job in bringing this whole story visually alive. However, this is definitely not going to be a word for word, page by page adaptation of the books. That is clear from episode one. We know that's not going to be the case. So, considering that, keeping that in mind, if you think about this as a series which is inspired by Robert Jordan's books, then this is a great beginning to a great series that is to come and that is to continue. And I hope it gets better and better. The biggest criticism that I have about the show is the fact that they have squeezed in so much of story into just 3 episodes. And because of that, the makers are left with no other choice than to resort to one of my least favorite storytelling technique or trope, which is infodump. I hate when characters do infodump. I hate when writers make characters do that, and I hate it when TV show directors or writers do that. Like, for example, Maureen and Tom throws into our face so much information in just 3 episodes, so much of lore and history. For example, the history of Manethrin and Aiel. That could have been told to us in a very subtle and slow way. Maybe during their, I don't know, through much better. They could have used a better storytelling technique for revealing all these backstories to us. I don't know how it is for non-book readers. I do know that my husband, who hasn't read the books, he felt that that was necessary, because how else is he supposed to know about all this? So that's okay. He didn't feel it was kind of info dump, because he didn't feel that it was something that was unnecessary. He loved it that the makers took the effort to give us that information. There are many things that I haven't spoken about, like the White Cloaks, the Dark Friends, the Traveling People, etc. I would recommend you to check out the X-Ray trivia that is out there on Amazon Prime. It gives more or less whatever information is needed for you to watch the show. I would say you avoid Google like the plague, because you will definitely encounter spoilers, and very bad spoilers, which will take away from you, enjoying the show. So try to avoid it as much as you can. Do not Google the Wheel of Time, because I think even when you just a simple search like a character name, the first thing that comes across to you would be a spoiler, and that will take the fun away from enjoying the show. Also, there are some animated clips that Amazon is releasing, which is also informative, so that non-book readers can understand the history and lore of this world. So check them out as well. I would like to wind up this review by giving an overall rating combined for all the 3 episodes. I would rate it 7 out of 10. There are a lot of things that could be improved, music being one. The info dump part, which I complained about, these are minor things that they can change and improve on. That rating is from the perspective of a book reader. If I have not read the book, I think I would have rated it 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. That was my spoiler free review of The Wheel of Time episode 1 to 3. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to make more and more Wheel of Time content in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching. This is Angela signing off. Bye bye.